Good evening, fellow heroes and heroines. Here we are again, Wednesday. I will do a schedule of events so you know when this is going to be on in the future. However, October the 8th, isn't it? So winter is approaching. It's been quite a nice day, isn't it? I'm just going to farm on the hills here. I'll wait for people to join. Hope everyone's okay. And still plugging away. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Came on a little bit early. I did announce this, so I just thought I'd have a quick chat. Dave, how are you doing, Dave? I'm travelling tomorrow. Where are you off to, Dave? Ben, evening, everyone. How are you doing? Where are you off to, Dave? Anywhere good? Anywhere better than this, isn't it? Especially when it's cooler. It's been quite a good summer, mate. It's been too bad. Well, I certainly think there's going to be a lot of people who will realise how long the winter is. Because the summer's been going to Lanzarote, Yorkshire, and I went there a few years, about 3 years, but I think nice place, very windy, got a great tan. There's the wind, you don't really feel that it's too hot, do you? So have a great time, Dave. Enjoy it. Also keep sober if you can. It's a game, isn't it? Ben, 6 nights in a row without beer for me today. Excellent, well, you've done well, Ben. Keep at it. It's a thing, keep plugging away. That's Lonnie. Good evening all, how are you doing? Good, Dave. I'm going to be doing I've done a video about travelling and how I made such a mess of the holiday, really. They're still off the list this year. Just remember the bad times. That's what I focus on. I mean, I go away quite a lot now for short breaks with my partner. 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time, quite a lot. And I don't think about booze now, to be fair. So now I'm having a good time. Never had a good time when I was drinking. Ben, tempted earlier, even went to shop for beer, but didn't fancy anything there, so just went, temptation was that. That's good you managed to come out there without any booze, man, Ben. That's just a habit, you see. You haven't got enough to fill in your time. That's why a lot of people relapse. They get bored. There's a lot of time to be filled. They don't realize how much time they spent drinking, getting supplies, recovering. Got to fill that time. It's a lot of time. Probably 60 hours a week for me. Back in the day. Devis, evening everyone. How are you doing? Ben, I'm off work for 12 days, so no pressure to not drink. Yeah, I know saying, but if you're off drinking, if you're off work and you're off the drink, it's good. You feel better. It's a good chance for you to catch up and get yourself right, especially if you're not having to work. You haven't got the pressure of work, have you? I know you can drink because you can have a lie in and all that sort of thing, but we plan our lives around drink, don't we? I'm going to have a great break. I have 3 weeks to drink, or 2 weeks to drink in the sun, or even skiing, wherever you go. I went to skiing holiday once. We went for 2 weeks. I couldn't ski at all. Fell down the first 2 hours and didn't do it anymore. Just drunk for 2 weeks. My daughter was really good. My ex-wife was quite good. I couldn't even stand up. No, it's because of the booze, because I'm 6'3" and I've got legs like Bambi. Not legs like Bambi, like Bambi and ice. I just drank. Every holiday when I was a drinker was ruined. Every holiday that I've had so far, I've been sober. It's been fine. So it makes a big difference. Sober life's far better. And certainly you don't want to mix traveling with alcohol because it's just a waste of time and money. It just becomes, nonsense in the end. You just drink all the time. And I mean, this video I did, I did it a while ago actually. All my holidays were a nightmare. Hello, Leslie. How are you? Blackstone. Nice to see you. I'm just going to launch a little holiday thing here because every holiday when I was a drinker was hard work. It wasn't a holiday. I came back more tired when I went. The first thing you do when you go on holiday as a drinker, you drink at the airport, and then you drink on the plane. And I'd been off for a couple of years, and then we decided to have a holiday. Now, I was nervous about flying, because I was on the drink, wasn't I? Get nervous about everything when you're on the drink. Hello, Soap, how are you doing? Just talking about holidays and how I was really nervous about flying, but this person suggested to me that we'd go on holiday. But it was 3 months' time. I thought, oh, go on, I'll be all right by then. You know, when you're in a drinking session or like into it, drinking every day, you don't worry about the consequences. You say, oh, just book the holiday. It's about July. It's going to be October. But October soon came around. Every day that the flight got nearer, I was feeling more and more anxious and drinking a bit more because I'd been off the drink for a while. But I started again. They just say, you know, it's like every time you relapse, it gets worse. And I thought, well, this holiday should be all right. I'll have a few drinks. We got to the airport, and actually, I'd had a couple of drinks in the morning. I went on to her place. Really early in the morning, she'd go, you're bright and early because I had a drink, you see. Really bright and early. Blackstone, as they say, those who hurry across the sea change the sky. Not their souls or state of mind. You must change your disposition, not your sky. Excellent. I like that, Blackstone. Very good with words. Good quote. So I arrived at this house and I said, oh, you're bright as bookings. I had a few drinks before. I'll get to the airport, have a couple at the airport. And the plane, well, the flight was delayed by about 6 hours. I thought, oh, God, how's it going? Tech or what? I didn't know what happened anyway. I'll have a few more Guinnesses. By the time I got on the plane, I was already pretty knackered with the booze. And hi, Dan. Hope you're well. I'm talking about holidays now. They're always spoiled by a drink, aren't they? Nice. Hello, got a few minutes to listen in. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Yeah, brilliant, Urban. Nice to see you. So when you go on holiday, I was nervous. I had a few drinks at the airport. There was a massive delay. I had some more drinks. Got on the plane, had some more drinks. By the time I got there, I wasn't staggering about, but I identified, when you go on holiday and you drink it, you identify where the shops are, where the bar is. First thing you do. And this woman didn't know I drank really heavily then. However, so I found a little off license and put in this hotel. The first night was all right. But I've been drinking, remember, since 4 a.m. or probably 3 a.m. all the way through. I was used to that. I had tolerance. Because I'd been off the drink for a while, I thought it'd be all right. The next day I felt horrendous, thick head and all that. So let's go down the beach. And I came to the beach with a few cans in the bag. I'd already had a couple of early ones. I only went for 4 nights. And then the day just got progressively worse. I kept going back to the beach and back to the beach bar and all that, you know, just getting more topped up. That was day one. I'll come back to that. Day one of the holiday. George's pub quiz. I discovered your channel yesterday. I've only watched out of curiosity. I haven't had a drink in 16 years. Fantastic. That's good, isn't it? You speak very well on the subject, and I'm sure it'll be helping many. Well done. Thank you, George. Macca Hyde, how you doing? Nice to see you. I'm just talking about holidays and how they're always ruined. Holidays are always ruined by booze. Actually, I remember going to Belgium for a few days and just drank red wine in my room the entire time. It was such a waste. It's crazy what we do. Go to beautiful places. And then just sitting there in the line bed all day. Come back. 0 tan. Feeling like rubbish. And wasted a lot of money. I wasted thousands on a skating trip. Just after I retired. My ex-wife and my daughter. Skiing trip to Italy, all the lessons, all the kit. Time. I did about 10 minutes. I'd already tried dry ski school, but I thought this was not going to work. Bam, you're nice sandwich. And went over my hand with the skate. I had gloves on. I had a little cut, and this bloke said, oh, what's happened? You can still ski. I said, I can't. There's a cut. He took his glove and he lost 2 fingers. Never mind, he was an instructor, so he knew what he was doing. Hi, Neil. Hope you're okay. Nice to see you. Charlie, how are you doing? So anybody else had holiday disasters? Because mine going to the Greek islands when I first come back to the drink, it must be 20 years ago, on and off the drink I was on now. Even the first day was a nightmare. I'd been drinking all day before I got the airport. Then there was a plane delay. Come on, Neil. Then I drunk because I was nervous on the flight. By the time I got on the flight, I could have passed out just about. First day was a total nightmare. Going to Belgium was enough to drive anyone to drink. It's a good point, smell. I've only ever been once now. I got stuck in the ring road. Been there, but been through, not through, just driven around it. The first day of the holiday was just a nightmare. And we go on holiday and all we do is drink, isn't it? I mean, I've mentioned it before that in the UK, people will elaborate on their holiday experience by telling you the price of a drink. It was on only €1 a drink or something, That's what they don't go and say, I want a cheap safari or went to paragliding, went water skiing, did this, went to a museum, and churches and historical stuff, meals that just say, pints on your pound. What the fuck? Neanderthals really on me. I mean, I never did that. A little bit better than that, maybe, but not much more. I said, oh, it's cheaper turkey, you'll go there and drink. But none of it makes sense. So. So you got to think about it. You're not going to get a holiday, you're not going to get a rest, you're just going to get nightmare. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. I was talking about holidays and how disastrous they are when you're drinking. Travelling and drink do not mix. No, certainly not me. So, is there a 24-hour bar in the departure lounge? I don't know. I've not been involved. Oh, yeah. 24 hours. Blessing, it was Brussels was supposed to be there to visit EU institutions. Yeah, I think it was Brussels. Is that where the ring road is? Manchester 999 evening all went from someone who never had a care about flying, but then after a bit of binge-induced mini panic attack once was off from grip with this dread. Yeah, that's what I used to be like. But now I'm sober, I'm flying anyway. I fly a lot, every few weeks. Little breaks and things, The anxiety level when we drink is so high, you can't do anything. You can't even drive a car, right? Without feeling panic attacks, going to a shop or meet people, social events, sorts of things. But it makes you I think alcohol makes you very vulnerable, doesn't it? To everything, really. To people using you, to being attacked, to losing things, and people can see you're nervous, you're not confident. That just ruins your whole life, really. It's personality change. Well, it's a drug. It's a mind-changing drug, isn't it? But certainly the anxiety used to really bring me down to a level I had to drink before I got on the plane. Then I'd drink on the plane. And then I'd drink all the holiday. And come back and try to go back to work with some sort of semblance of order. I'd always feel rough. I'd feel dreadful, It was just awful experiences of life. I'm just trying to think, wrap my brains a little bit and think of, was there anything that I did with alcohol that was good in all that time? Not a lot, really, to be fair. It was always a nightmare of some sort cropped up. More especially on holidays, because we think we're free, don't we? Nobody's watching us because we're away from work and things. Because work's a bugger. You're a slave to the wage packet, aren't you? So many people get trapped in this and they're pissed off all year round and get a holiday and think, whoa, it's great. But the waste has just gone on a drink. I remember once going up to Inverness, I think it was when Scotland had the extended hours first. And it was still close to 3 o'clock in the rest of the UK. I went there from my birthday. I can't remember how old I was, 30 or something. Younger than that, actually, late 20s. Drove from London to Inverness. What a stupid idea. Anyway, spent the whole day in the hotel bar. Missed the special evening meal, which was there. What when you're full of drink, and you just want to have a little nap, about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something, and never woke up. Really, she was good mental, and probably rightly so. But this is what happens, isn't it? Once you have one, we'll have two, and so on. Can't break the cycle of having too many. I hope you benefit from these lives. If you do, then please support the channel by hitting the super chat button, or Buy Me a Coffee link is at the top there. And the more people support, the more we can do on the channel. Keep it at the forefront of, especially with these lives. Not many people do them. Stoic, how are you doing? I went to Hamburg with the lads. The last night I was in a club literally hours before flight home. Was okay at the airport. But as soon as we were in the air, passed out, throwing it up, very scary. It's horrible, isn't it? The whole of the drinking too much scenario is bad. Nothing good about it. Awful stories and awful waste of time, isn't it? Time and money and effort as well. You think, well, we're back to work now, we're wasted 10 days or whatever. It's all right for the first couple of hours, and it just goes downhill, isn't it? But on a similar note, we used to go to France on days out. We met, lads, 10, 20 of us, get the ferry over, start drinking in the morning, 6 o'clock. On the ferry, get to Calais, just drink all day, a bit of lunch, come back again, just drink all day and all night. What for? It wasn't clever. people just about got arrested, all sorts of carry on with that. Some people got left in France. A nightmare. Kevin Flanagan, every new day sober is always good for your health. Agree, Kevin? Good point. Sobriety is the key, isn't it? Getting healthy is the key. You've got to get the health back. If you don't get your health, you don't get anything of you. Nothing at all. You got zero. So have a look at that video I did tonight about the Greek holiday. It's quite funny in some ways, but it's quite tragic in others. The first day feeling terrible, then falling down the shower, then just lying in the bed and the bed collapsing, and I thought I was going to get arrested. And, massive black eye, and I thought I'd been fighting and all sorts. I think I was going to get back. All because of a few drinks. So our first night in Mexico on our honeymoon, wife went to bed jet lagged. I stayed at the bar. We've had to collect out the men's toilets. Yeah, I'd had similar stories. Inverness one was the same. I just drank all day and missed this fantastic meal I had planned. Didn't do anything really. I just got more drink because of the hair of the dog trying to feel well again. That's the problem, isn't it? Well, none of it's been good, is it? Girl in Manila, hiya, how you doing? Have you got any funny stories when it all went tits up? Well, in your travels, oh yeah, lots of stories. I remember once we were in Northern Italy, went this fun fair thing. My daughter was only 2 or 3, and I must have been staying at somebody or something. And anyway, I said, I must get a drink somewhere. We've driven about 15 kilometers to this fun place. It's like Alton Towers type thing, but in Italy. I was going to drink. I was feeling terrible. You walk around, you're feeling really fucking terrible. Anyway, I started arguing with her about the drink. She pushed. Sounds funny, but she shoved this ice cream straight in my ear, like that, massive, like bruise and everything. After, but it was like completely. Ear was full of ice cream. She was pissed off and left me. I didn't have any cash. Well, I had a couple of Italian lira. It must have been a long time ago, and she's got in the car and fucked off, and I was left in the middle. I couldn't speak any Italian, obviously, and I thought I'm going to get back. I was in the middle of nowhere. This fun place. It wasn't in a town. You know where they've got these sort of out of town places. There's no taxis or anything. Anyway, I started to walk by. I knew roughly where I was going to have to go about 10 miles. Sort of navigated by the sun, really. Eventually, I got a little bit far. I had some Italian lira. It took me about 6 hours or something to get back. I can't remember. What a nightmare that was. But there's thousands of stories. Lots of domestics, obviously. I could go on forever, bro. Kevin, I find cycling excellent for brain recovery and dopamine recovery. Yeah, any exercise, Kevin, it's really good for you. Samara, Bremerhaven Hotels provided for the crew, but didn't get any further than the first set of drinking halls. Never stepped foot inside the hotel in 5 days. Bars. The hotel in 5 days. Bars on 24 hours. Crackers, isn't it? We did the same. We used to go to France with the mess. Drink. See nothing. And drink. There's not much in Calais anyway. Where do we go to Calais? It was just a different place to go to drink. I mean, like, how funny. Can laugh about it now. They have to drink. Oh, yeah, I can laugh about it now. Well, Magpie, hello. How are you doing? Hi, Samantha. How are you doing? Nice to see you. I was just talking about disastrous holidays. Getting ice creams in the face and having to walk back 10 miles and all that, and breaking beds. And all the rest of the nonsense that goes with too much drink and losing things, falling asleep on trains and being in the wrong direction, and just the whole holiday experience. And being basically passed out on the flight, crackers. I used to be nervous flying. This madness in it all. Total chaos was my life then. Baxton, can you enjoy Oktoberfest sober? Don't go there. I've never been, but I know people have been, and they said it's just a drinking frenzy, really. So I wouldn't be going anywhere like that. Especially if you can be triggered or you have any cravings for it, keep off that. But holidays are always spoiled. And I'll tell you about that skiing holiday. 2 weeks lessons paid for. I did about 20 minutes. And I just sat in this mound of ice and snow at the back. The bottom of the slopes. Watching everybody else go up and down, and I just got straight to the bar. As soon as the bar opened 10, I thought, I'll not be the first person in there, but I'll wait until the first person gets a drink. And as soon as the first person went in, I went in and just drank all day. And then I couldn't get the cable car until I had a few drinks. What a waste of time. So, what is the point of doing all that? There isn't any point, is there? All you're going to get is grief. And you put yourself in a lot of danger with it as well. It's skiing when you've had a few drinks. Madness. Hope you benefit from these lives. If you do, then please drop a super chat in or buy me coffee links at the top. There's no monetization on these. And the more support we get, the more we can do. I haven't seen Cars on, obviously, or Johnny might be busy. I saw it a little bit earlier. But if anybody else has got any funny stories about holidays, especially, please let me know. So the Greek island one was a nightmare, broken beds, and I became paranoid there. And every time I saw a Greek police car, I think, well, they're after me. Why would they be after me? The paranoia that sets in after drink can be horrendous. Because you think everyone's looking at you. Nobody's going to look at you, or me, in particular. I don't know, I wasn't falling over or anything like that. It's just a mess in my head, Story guy lost my passport in the airport going on my brother's stag at Magaluf. Followed the trail of money that fell out my top pocket back with table where my passport was. Missed off the holiday in bed. How are you, mate? Yeah, that's the problem, is you lose things, you become disorientated. You don't say anything, you don't do anything. It's just an excuse to drink in a different area, isn't it? When you drink on holidays, it's an excuse to drink in a different place. I mean, we had a few days in Turkey, and there was a few people sitting around the bars there who clearly hadn't been out of the hotel area. Get in the morning, have a bit of breakfast, then they'd sit on the hotel, a few drinks, then have an evening meal there, and do a bit of karaoke, whatever they're doing, and then go back to the bar again, and go to bed, and do the same thing every day. We'd never leave the hotel area. And I've been on an all-inclusive like that once. And you've been on one all-inclusive many years ago, about 30 years ago, I think. And got a bit of a mess there again. 7 days, all-inclusive, just drinking. Going back to work was a nightmare. I hadn't used any sunscreen. It was terrible. Really bad. Probably sunstroke and burned. The redness in my face was awful. And it was just a nightmare. But the anxiety levels when I went back was sky high. Because I was trying to come off it. It's withdrawal, isn't it? Blackstone, changing coordinates doesn't change the mind. Well said. Yeah, you're right. Mind sort of changed, wasn't it? Kathy, I got so drunk in Florida once that I didn't want to go back for 10 years. Madness, isn't it? We should be enjoying these times. Peter fell asleep in a nightclub in Benidorm, woke up until the 7:30 a.m. settled his arms off. Jesus, man. God, isn't it? I woke in a church once, man, locked in once. Funny places I've woken up in. Epping Forest was my favourite sort of lie down place. I think sometimes you get so tired. I had a friend, who when he was in the Met, when they lowered the height limit, I think he got under the lowest height limit, he was about 5'4". He was an archaeologist. Why he joined the Met, I've got no idea. He was pretty hopeless. He was good at surveillance because nobody would ever think he was a policeman. He had a little beard, like a gnome, the fishing pond, the pond gnomes. Anyway, he came to work and he had his white shirt covered in just the redness, like red sort of dye. I said, where the fuck have you been? He started to sleep in a grit bin. I said, why are you getting a grit? He said, you felt so tired. You feel so tired that you just want to flake out. It's crazy stories. These are supposed to be responsible people, Was it the submarine was saying, loading nuclear weapons onto a submarine when you're half cut or in however mode. Blackstone, I thought you meant he was good at surveillance because people couldn't see him. Well, probably couldn't in a grit bin. But he said when he got out of this grit bin, there was a member of the public walking by. Can you imagine what they thought? He was in half blues, like half uniform, which you shouldn't be in, really. Not in central London. Because you'd be identified, can't you? I'll never forget that. The grit bin story. Another night, this is a horrendous one. Before Christmas one night, and the inspector said, when I was a sergeant there, get all the troops together, but later on, start 10:30, finish 6:30. And then we had to resume again 2:30. It was like a quick changeover. Get everyone together and we'll have a Christmas drink. It was the last night before Christmas. It was a Thursday night, I think, the Christmas Monday, something like that. I said, what time do you want me to ask them to come in? 3, 4 a.m.? He said, no, as soon as you've done the parade, 10:30. But tell the drivers not to have too much. Anyway, about 5 o'clock, we all managed to get some people back to the station. I remember a friend of mine who was also a sergeant called Bob, and because remember, I remember finished 6:30 a.m. I'd be back there 2:30. But I was young and fresh then. Bob was older, and he couldn't get back to the station. He was so drunk. So me and this other lad wedged him in a doorway in New Burlington Street. If anybody knows London, it's just off Regent Street. Wedged him in a doorway and went, logged off at 6:30, clocked off to work, went back home. A couple of hours sleep, came back to work 2:30. The governor said, "Where's Bob? He hasn't appeared for work." And all I said to this inspector was, he's a good friend of mine actually, this inspector, he lives in London. I should meet up with him. He said, "Where's he?" I said, "Oh, last time we saw him, we wedged him in a doorway at 6:30. All he said was, he's probably passed out somewhere, and that was it. That was the end of the story, really. So in the new year, nobody asked any more questions. Things were lax then, to say the least. But what a tale of things. I've gone forever about the drinking. Thought you meant he was good at it. No. I'm sure there are lots of stories about people working inside places have closed and walking around trying to get out. Oh, without a doubt. You forget where you are, don't you? Because your mind is addled with the booze. But certainly the holidays, I can't think of a good holiday when I've been in drink mode. And it's hard to hide drink from your partner when you especially when you're camping things. How are we going to put it on? Same in the camper van when I went after my 8 years so in south of France, the camper van. Trying to hide the booze. Where are you going to hide in a camper van? You have to hide it underneath or little places you find the security people wondering about looking at what you're doing. Putting bottles of beer and bins in these. Full-time job, isn't it? That's why it's not a holiday. It's too much like hard work for me to go on holiday when you're boozing. But that'll not happen to me again. I can't drink. So that's it. That's the end of that one. Girl Manila, I have woken up and can't remember where I parked my car, which is very scary. Oh, I can imagine, yeah. I remember waking up one day and had this terrible dream that I crashed a car. And I was I didn't know what it was. Like, I thought, I'm going to find this car wrecked and I hit somebody or something. And I found the car park in the back of a pub and it hadn't been damaged, obviously. But, we lose our minds, don't we? It's so dangerous, for yourself and for the people around you, for strangers. Look how many people have drunk drive. I was speaking to a lad the other week who was a paramedic, and he'd just started again drinking. He went out, took the car, he had one or two, and he just had more and more, as you do, and he risked driving. He hit a lamppost and carried on, so he failed to stop accident, got done for breathalyzer, he's in court soon, and he loses his job, 100%. There's so many losses you get from drinking. You don't gain anything, do you? Beer vodka easier to hide than beer, but only drunk beer, so it must have been around. Yeah, I never had spirits. I like a long drink, I never touched spirits. I tried them. I tried gin. I never really took the whiskey in it. I did try it. I'd always had what I would call premium lagers. I mean, I'd go on about Stella, but I used to have a lot of pills and that sort of thing. Peronis and quite, not mad strength, but I've seen a lot of people who had this Tennant Super and they used to drink special brew. I could never stomach that sort of gear. It wasn't like that. I was more of a regular drink, I think. And it just caught up with me, the regularity of it all. Every day having something in your system not good for you. You need, your body to sort of clean out. You need a liver to detoxify, and you can't keep hammering it all the time. That's what I tell people. They do it sometimes out of habit. Some aren't even addicted to just do it and just harm themselves. It's crazy. The whole thing. You've got to totally disassociate yourself from it. Blood and spirits are easier to hide until you pass out on the street. Yeah, I imagine. I felt like a lot of people drink vodka, and I've heard that it's because you can't smell it or it gives you a quick hit or something, but I can't think of anything worse than drinking a spirit, which is just, it's not diluted with anything. A bit of water or something. I know one used to drink vodka and water. They put it in a water bottle, half a bottle of vodka and half a bottle of mineral water or something. This sounds horrendous. I've been charged twice for drink driving, Grilla. I realised how bad it is to do, but due to extreme drinking and madness, I did it. I would never dream of doing it when I'm sober. No, because it's mind-altering, isn't it? Look at how many people take crazy risks, running in front of cars and trains and jumping off things and trying to climb lampposts, and when they've had a few too many drinks, then they have accidents and wonder why they're ill, or injured. But I remember this awful experience outside University Hall. I kept falling backwards and struggling to get up. People watching me out the windows. It's dreadful when you get out of control. Thankfully, I wasn't like that very often, where I couldn't walk. But when you lose your coordination, it's quite scary, isn't it? Or when you've been, I used to sleepwalk a lot with a drink when I was younger, and they would do what everybody else has done, paint wardrobes and all that sort of thing. And it's not good at all. Well, thanks, Dave, for the coffee. If anybody else wants to donate anything, against the benefit of the lives, and please hit the super chat button or buy me a coffee links at the top. The more support we can get, the more we can do these and keep the channel alive and kicking, as it were. Neil Bannister, what do you drink now? Cup of tea, coffee? Have you tried alcohol? I'll try my drink of choice is alcohol-free Guinness. Or have Erdinger, which is a wheat beer, but that's alcohol-free as well. But yeah, tea. I don't drink enough coffee. Coffee's very good for your liver. Cup of tea in the morning, maybe some water for the gym, that sort of thing. But mainly alcohol-free Guinness, which is pretty cheap, and I quite like the taste of it. It's a bit of a substitute. It is just a habit, isn't it? Drinking. You get in the habit of having a bit of a swill. And when I go anywhere, often with my partners also, I must get some non-alcoholic beer. I'm sort of addicted to non-alcoholic beer, if that makes sense. Well, it's quite nice to have something in your hand as well. Have a drink of something cold. You can't drink soda and Coke and these, dilute orange all your life. A bit of vodka gives you a quick hit. Is my first downfall. Started with orange, hair of the dog. Don't go down that road. No, I can imagine. Yeah, that's a good message for anybody. That certainly don't go down the vodka road, for goodness sake. So I didn't, thankfully, but still got in the mess. Whether it would have been quicker with vodka, I don't know. But I'm over it now. The good thing is we're getting over it. Anybody who's on here is trying to get over it or over it. So one thing I've noticed since getting sober is my ambition has totally come back. And I have so much energy again, have loads of plans again. Yeah, you've got your confidence back as well, haven't you? Because you've got your health back. When your health's failing, you've got no ambition whatsoever. You've lost your ambition. You're just barely existing, to be fair. Dylan, I do have the worst withdrawals from repeated drinking. Withdrawals get worse as you get older. I put a few little short videos about this, saying, this young person's game drinking. And I still believe that, because as you get older, your body can't get rid of the poison, which is ethanol. And you get more tired anyway. And you lose your will to live in the end, because your body can't fight it. And your mind goes as well, the anxiety. I walked up on a church roof, wow, in the bush, and had my watch on in a cemetery, and I had to wait for to open the gates. While I was in a cast, I was on crutches. How I scaled the wall, I don't know. It's amazing what you can do, isn't it, when you've had a few too many drinks. I don't know how I ended up in the forest so many times. I must have just fallen over having forest. I remember once falling over this. There's a huge house near Bell near that Bell Hotel. It's on the news quite a lot. Had these little railings, and I fell over there. I couldn't get up for about 4 hours. I couldn't get up. It's incredible, isn't it? I used to cycle down to the pub, but I could never cycle back. I could have the bike and sort of rolling around, just pushing it. You know what I mean? And I used to fall off. I'd fall off the bike, but fall with it into the road, and it's so fucking dangerous when I look back. Riding down to the back pub. It was all fresh and good at 7 p.m. By the time 11 p.m. came, I couldn't walk. That's how bad it was. I wasn't drinking any spirits. Just Lord, I used to drink them quickly. I could easily drink 10, 15, 20 pints over a decent period of time, don't get me wrong. But it all adds up, doesn't it? No wonder I was ill in the end. Because, it takes everything from you, doesn't it? It takes all the energy away. You don't eat properly, you don't sleep properly, you don't live properly. And as I mentioned before, going over another subject that somebody mentioned there. Thanks for the coffee again, Rog. Really appreciate that. If you'd like to support the channel, then please drop a super chat in, or the Buy Me Coffee links at the top here on the right. So many things could go wrong. So many people haven't put the name on. Thanks for the coffee, whoever it is. Really appreciate that. Thank you. They'll put the name on, but thanks so much for that. It's just a total mess, isn't it? Nothing good comes out of it. We will do it. It's getting worse. My cousin impaled himself on the railings of a park, missed his title with my hair. We laugh now, scary then. Horrendous, isn't it? What happens to us? So many accidents. Tomorrow, straight come on, you were nicking the lead off the leather of the roof, yeah. Never know, do you? All these sort of places we end up in a mess. Yeah, so getting back to passing out, really, wasn't it? I never thought I passed out. When I look back, I think I did pass out a few times. Sleepwalking, the nonsense, the accidents, the suicides that come from drinking. All the crime is associated with drinking. You've got to get off it if you want to live a long life. I was talking to a lad last night, he's 42. Oh, well, I was saying that before. And he's a steady drinker. And I said to him, do you know you don't know, well, I don't know of many alcohol dependent folk who live past 55 to 60, really. Like I said, you always get the odd person who said, that had a cousin who was 106 and he drank. But I don't believe that. Oh, they're very few and far between, should we say, because it causes a lot of disabilities, it causes a lot of accidents, it causes a lot of deaths, and it's the only way to get out of that mess is to get sober, isn't it? You cannot keep going on with hitting your body with all that sort of thing. It's really, really bad. You cannot keep it. You got to get off it. Relapse. What you just said there. Relapsing, yeah. That's more dangerous than anything in my view. Tom, can you guess, Peter? I started morning drinking, starting with a quarter of vodka. Wow, like it was some sort of espresso. That's when you're gone, isn't it, Tom? That's when you know you're in a mess, when you start drinking in the morning. Story today about a drunk man stealing an old woman's purse from her in a church. Depths of alcohol takes it to. Yeah, you dead because of an addiction, isn't it? People kill because of addiction, don't they? They'll go out of the way to get their fix. Look what happens with all the other drugs. I mean, people say about alcohol and drugs. It's still a drug. They're all drugs, aren't they? All drugs, exactly the same thing, different name, but just so happens that alcohol is legalized. And when people say to you, "Can you not moderate it?" You wouldn't ask a heroin addict to moderate it, would you? Gareth Murphy, hi Stuart. Jesus, you're giving me flashbacks. I crashed my pushback more times. How I live now is a miracle. How I live alive now is a miracle. Looking back now, fucking madness. Hello everyone in chat. Lots of love. Dublin. Thanks, Gareth. Yeah. How many times have been close to dying because of it? Yes, Tom worked at first, but it snowballs. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Once you have that taste of the morning drink, and then it just turns into daily drinking, isn't it? So I knew I needed to get serious with recovery when I was taking alcohol and cocaine to work. Well, I should have thought of it now. I bet, yeah. I'm feeling out at work sometimes when I was in the police. I've got to get finished. When would it be 2:30? Why would it be 2:30? That's all it's focusing on, trying to get off due to get in the pub. That's a lesson I learned from Centre Parks holiday. Don't drink and ride. Hire electric bicycle. Yeah, I bet. Kia wardrobes turned to IPA. They do, man, yeah. Thank you, Gareth. Dylan, I'm from Carlo Island. A lot of alcoholic history here. It's everywhere, isn't it? Alcoholism is on the increase. Don't let the newspapers tell you any different, because it's nonsense. I've worked with the alcohol care team a little bit in Newcastle, and they told me that especially liver disease and pancreatitis is presenting in younger people. And they keep saying, "Oh, younger people don't drink." Of course they fucking do. The more deprivation you've got, the more drink there is. Tom, can you stoic? I started drinking in bushes and cemeteries. I once was locked in a Tesco toilet cubicle. I came out the shop, was shut for the night. Strange enough, when we were at the airport, 2 or 3 weeks ago now, we went to Turkey. About what time was it? About 8:30 in the morning, I can't remember. Went to the toilet cubicles in there. There's a bottle of vodka drunk in the toilet cubicle. So there you go. And they're cleaned regularly at the airport. So the amount of people just in that little airport there were way gone with alcohol. Most of the people on the flight had too much. But there were still secret drinkers there as well. But when you're sober, you recognise it all. You see it all. Because you're more aware, aren't you? The night staff had to let me out. Yeah, it's so embarrassing, isn't it? But you don't think we become vulnerable as well. I mean, not hard as nails, but I'm so more confident again. I was very, very weak. Like my mind went really. Not now. I'll just kick the door again. Crazy as it was. Crazy, Tom. Good night, Kathy. Hope you're well. Yeah, let's see, Kathy again. Neil Bannister, what made you start on YouTube? Do you need to keep your days, but you stop thinking of a drink, or you off the booze a long time? I'm nearly 50 and regular drinker until a month ago. I have been off the drink 6 years. I don't need to keep it. I'm quite busy anyway. I started the YouTube thing off. My partner asked me what I was going to do the rest of my life, really. I said there's only two things I was good at, and one was the police, and the other one was drinking. Because I retired quite early. And so I said, well, I can't go back to the police. And then she suggested I should do this. It's about 17 months ago now, so it's been really good. And it's kept me busy. And I'm trying to help people. I've had some fantastic success with the one-to-one mentoring I do. And I wrote an ebook. It's been selling well and that sort of thing. So this is a good addition. But yeah, there's plenty to do. And YouTube's been a big boost as well for me to keep me focused. But I certainly wouldn't have to drink again. I can't. I know what I'm going to die. I was very real. But thanks for the question, Neil. Tom said, did you have to get your head down in Tesco, or did you ring someone? Last night, a drunk man will fall asleep inside an oven. I like that one. A drunk man will fall asleep inside an oven. Yeah, just about, yeah. Neil French, UK. Hi from Darlington, North East. How are you doing? I'm just near Newcastle, actually, Neil. That's why you saw your answer. I was that drunk once, built my IKEA wardrobe downstairs and realised I should have built it in the red room. Class, that one. I like that one. So drunk you built an IKEA wardrobe. IKEA stuff is bad, isn't it? Bad. That is funny. That's incredibly funny. Good, Neil, yeah. I've only been to Darlington once. Passed through it many times. I used to go to York, and obviously you get the London train. But not that far from me, really. That's quite good about the Peter there said, you so drunk once you built an IKEA wardrobe downstairs and realised it should have been built in the bedroom. That's fucking madness. I've done some crazy things, but I've got so many in the back of my mind. I have to think of the crazy things I did. But I bought a car when I had too much to drink. A Land Rover Discovery. My partner's got one as well, but mine was bought when I had a few drinks about 30 years ago. I wasn't driving. My ex-wife was driving, but it was more than a mortgage was per month. Crackers. Well, it's John. Nice to say. How are you? Tom, our thinking is so not right when drink. Of course it's not. It completely goes to ratchet, doesn't it? I hope you benefit from these lives, and I hope you're getting some information. But I certainly do. I learn some every day, even if it's quite a funny thing. If you do, then please hit the super chat button or the Buy Me Coffee links at the top, because it's not monetized on here. We need some support. If you can support, then please do, and keep it going as much as we can. But the channel's grown quite well. Well, on its way to 15,000 subscribers, which is amazing. A really good video last week. It's got nearly 40,000 views on it. Just about, why I started drinking after my 8-year sobriety. So when I fell asleep on the beach once in the pouring rain, I woke up, turned an old rowing boat upside down, used as a shelter current in woodlights when I woke up. Wow, it's horrible, isn't it? Awful. One of the worst experiences I ever had was when I was heavy drinking. Heavy drinking. I used to camp a lot in Italy and France and things. Waking up at 6 or 7 with a banging headache, and the sun streaming into the tent. No air condition, obviously. Hideous way to live. Completely soaked in sweat. And feeling like you want to die. Hi, Steve. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you. With 3 moderators on. Beef and chicken's been very, very, scarce, really. Charles popped in, though. Tom, can you even for a while with me when I stop? My brain is so warped from it. Yeah, of course it takes time. A good 5 weeks sober. Well, that's good. Well, John, keep it up. I don't know if you've relapsed in the past, but try not to, because relapse to me was a killer. Because every time you relapse, it's worse. It takes longer to get sober again. Once you relapse, you're pretty knackered, I think. but you got to get sober again as quick as possible. Girl, I got so drunk once I tried to piss out the window of a moving car. Just blew it back in again, wasn't it? Hi guys, congratulations, John. Graham Johnson, do you think drinking 40 pints over the week is a worry? No. Not at all. It's regular, but it's not a worry, really. 4 pints. No, 40 pounds, maybe 5 6 pence. It's maybe too much if you drink every night. But 40, I could drink 20 in a day. So it's not, keep an eye on it. It's not a worry, I don't think. As long as you're fit-ish and you eat well, you should go. Tom, it does take time to get the thinking straight back. It's a long time, isn't it? Get your thinking back on track. Neil, well, you're looking well and you've had some wise words. Take care, mate. Got to go. Okay, Neil, thanks for popping in. Boss John, thanks for coming. 8 pints a day. 7 7's 49. 6 pints a day, isn't it? Square 40. Did you say 40 a week? There's 6 pints a day. That's no coincidence. There are no drunk superheroes. Exactly. So I jumped out of a moving car twice. So both times had a good reason though. A wash came in the car. Jesus. Come down a moving car. Yes, we've all done some daft things, haven't we? Locked in places and done crazy things. I never nicked anything. Never stolen anything. Hello, Kathy. Thanks so much for that super chat. Kathy's just donated a nice sum towards the channel. Keep it going. Cheers, Kathy. Hope you're keeping well. Everything's good. And thanks so much for that donation. As I said, the more people support the channel, the more we can do the channel. Keep these lives going, I think, is paramount, especially during the winter, when people are, in my view, likely to relapse, especially newly sober people, because you have this now run up to Christmas, where people be going to have more dues, and when particularly do family, people get very, very emotional at Christmas time, don't they? And worried about how to need a new settee for Christmas. Bollocks to all that. I'm about to buy a new fridge today. Just a little thing. He said, "Oh, there's not many left because people are buying for Christmas." Why? Thanks again, Kathy. Appreciate that. Andre Dobney. Hello, everyone. Problem with booze is it's so easy to get a hold of. Of course it isn't. Every TV show or film sort of glamorized. This channel is brilliant. Thanks, Andre. Yeah, it's glamorized. It's over-publicized. It's too cheap. And it's too available. And again, I will push Wetherspoons and say, you're killing people because of the price. Talking, is it true that 6 pence of Stella is equal to half a bottle of vodka? Well, so I would say about 8 pence. 8 pence of Stella is equal to 21 shots of whiskey, according to ChatGPT. So, I would say a lot of guys probably have 6 to 8 pints of Stella on a lunchtime or whatever, watching the football. If you were drinking half a bottle of whiskey, you're going to be asked questions, aren't you? Go for 6 or 8 pints. No, it's just on a drink. You took half a bottle of whiskey with you. People would be saying, "Fucking hell, he's got a problem." People don't realise that, do they? I think a few pints is fine. There's a lot of ethanol in a few pints, especially premium lagers and premium beers. I was a superhero when I was drunk, but fortunately everyone else would probably not agree. That's the thing, yeah. 5th of whiskey and 12 beers was nothing for me. Yeah, same with me. I could drink 20. And I wish I couldn't drink 20. That's the problem. I just didn't seem to have any. It didn't have much effect on me when I was younger. Tolerance was crazy when I joined the police. I was just a young man. I went to West End. I was in my 20s. I got promoted, and the older guys, more experienced, bigger, tougher sort of guys, as it were, said, "Oh, we'll drink you on the table." So they were lagging well behind me. Nothing to be proud of, but my tolerance level was obviously so high, And I was drinking. I took this pub called the Red Lion. I've mentioned before on Kingley Street. Sam Smith's. There's this Eingebrow lager was lovely, and I had this Eingebrow Pils, which was about 6%. And I said, "Oh, we'll be all right with that." So I said, "Okay, well, let's get 3 pints. I guess 6 pints in. Let's have 2 each." And so it went on all night. One that fell off the stool didn't turn up for work next day. That's how much tolerance I had. It's backfired on me, didn't it? Peter vodka, 13 units, half a bottle. Stella, 2.4 units. Right, cheers, Peter. 8 pints equal to 5 litres. No, not 5 litres, no. 5 litres would kill you, wouldn't it? 8 pints is about half litre, I think. Scott, I used cocaine and meth as well, part of my history. Graham Johnson, it's probably more like than 40 a week. I'm finding the anxiety is cracking up. Well, when the anxiety kicks in, you've got to put the brakes on it. I wish I had, because the anxiety is what made me hit it further or hit it more and become worse with it. Which worse? Paul Crowley, basically half a bottle of whiskey is equivalent to 7 pints. Well, there you go. That's fine. If you look at Paul's comment up, half a bottle of whiskey is 7 pints. Now, a lot of people have 7 pints every night. If they're having half a bottle of whiskey, you would question it, wouldn't you? That's 7 pints, you wouldn't. Stoic, I went to Liverpool with the lads one party day, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. and drank 15 pints of Guinness. Yeah, I did the same. I did it probably quite regularly on my long weekends off, Talking in my, this is just crazy amount. And the amount of money I spent in the centre of London, it's about 10 quid a pint there now. So it was the same, equivalent, when I was drinking down it. Andre, know a lot of mates who drink to extreme. Ground workers, they used to put cans in puddles, keep them cool. Really? No, I didn't know. I know alcoholism is very high in construction, high in medical profession, high in military. It's high everywhere, isn't it, to be honest? So cocaine and alcohol was my poison. I've never had drugs, any other drugs than alcohol, which I'm thankful for, obviously. It's quite a lovely chat tonight. Thanks very much. If you want to donate to the channel, please do. It doesn't have to be a lot on the Super Chats button there or the Buy Me Coffee links there to help us support us. It is everywhere, Tom. It's everywhere. It's cheap and it's just killing people every day. Killing a lot more women as well. For females, 35% increase in liver disease in the last 5 years, and it's increasing. Cirrhosis of the liver is presenting in younger people. Pancreatitis has become more common. Diabetes has become more common. There's a lot of overweight people. And the curve of life, as it were, up here, is starting to drop. So people are dying younger. As an alcoholic, your consumption of alcohol will always increase, and it will decrease when your liver starts to fail. Yeah, usually. Then you become more sensitive to it, don't you? Kevin, would you say the straight spirit drinkers is more deadly than beer drinkers? I think it has a worse hit, a quicker hit on your body, maybe, and I think you deteriorate quicker. So it's been almost 30 years I haven't touched powder. That's good, well done. 10 years, not a drop of beer. That's good, or alcohol. So it's 8 years and on for 5 and off for 6, but I'm not going back on it. I've got too many people let down, and I certainly don't want to die. I've been told that I'll die, and I don't want to die, so I won't drink. So if you want to keep me alive, hit the Super Chat button, Buy Me Coffee link. Let's keep on here every night, or as many nights as we can. I'll do a schedule. I'm going to do like 3 or 4 nights a week, so you know when I'm going to be on. It'd be much easier, wouldn't it? Anyone agree with that schedule, event type thing, rather than just popping up and popping off? I think it'd be easier then for people to maybe have a few questions that they want to ask, or maybe program a few subjects. I smoke occasionally. So, Kevin O'Connor got into treatment today after many years of avoiding it. Starts the next couple of weeks. I'm happy, man. Hope it works for me. Cheers. So, well done, Kevin. Where was that? Did you actually get into a rehab, or was it like do-it-yourself one? Because to get into rehab is really difficult. But you've done well there, Kevin. Alcohol releases dopamine. Cocaine releases more dopamine. Together, it creates I don't know what this is. Coethylene, which releases more dopamine than alcohol or cocaine alone. That's why drug addicts can't drink. Right? Understand you? Interesting. Peter, only drug I've used is alcohol, the worst in my opinion. And me, Peter. It would seem a lot of people take drugs these days so they can stay up longer, to drink more and longer. Imagine that was what it was doing to your body, naturally forcing more drink down your throat. Yeah, you could be right. Good point, brother. Tom, my time around recovery, I've met judges, pilots, doctors, people who you think of everything, big houses, nice cars, they have a problem. Tom, it'll take anybody down, it'll kill anybody, alcohol will kill anybody. Kevin, month and a half sober, I realised that I'm constantly hungry now and eat about 5,000 calories a day. But I was skinny and bone. You've got to eat. That's happened to me. You've got to eat. I was 9 stone, 6'3". took me ages. I was having double rations in hospital when I started to recover. They would give me 2 lots. I would ask for more food. So after smoking weed, there may be some fruit crumbs on the couch. Rehab Centre Island. Well done, Kevin. You can't get into them here. There's only 2 beds in all the northeast. So I've got a mate who's trying to get one. It's not easy to get into them. So I wish you well with that. It's all bad. Oh, everything's bad to do that long. Nothing good comes of it, does it? So the question you've got, well, what you got to do is you focus on this. Do not drink until Christmas and past that. Don't think about, I'm going to have a drink before Christmas. Keep off it. Don't drink for the rest of your life if you can. I know most people will have relapse, because I did many times, and a lot of us on here have relapsed. But there has to come a time when you can't have any more, when you get your mindset right and you cannot drink them. I don't miss it, to be honest with you, because from 2006 was nearly 20 years ago. I stopped for 8 years, and I went back on it for 5. I self-medicated. I couldn't get medication. I was just drinking. And throughout 5 years of drinking between 2014 and 2019, when I became really ill, I didn't enjoy one drink, so I don't miss it at all, to be honest, Grim. It became my enemy, really. So carefully, just watch the bad fatty food intake, man. Your body will crave sugar. If you're not drinking, eat well, but try to eat healthy. Yeah, 100%. And do some exercise as well. What about do like a bit of chocolate? But you've got to put some weight back on. You have to put some weight on. You have to get maybe some strength exercise to know out as well. Get back in the gym, just do a little bit. Kevin, the longest I've ever done was 12 months, 2023, in 20 years. Well, that's good. 12 months is good, isn't it? If you do 12 months, you can do the rest of your life. If you focus on it, you want to do it. But there's only you can do it. Only you can want to do it. Nobody can force you to do it. It has to be the person who's involved, isn't it? I myself don't miss it. No, I don't. I like being sober now. I'm in love with being sober. That's the thing. Not to mention the ones who are top, respected, well-paid jobs, had all the above, lost it all, end up in homeless hostels, all due to alcohol. It will take everything, including your life. Take your house away, your car, your job, everything. Not good. I still have nightmares about my substance issues. Life isn't always easy, of course not. But yeah, the come down of cocaine and alcohol must be horrendous. Imagine the anxiety afterwards. Yeah, God, horrendous anxiety. And that's the thing that keeps you drinking. Anxiety was the thing that kept me drinking. You become anxious, and you feel more and more worried about things, and you have a drink to try and stem the pain of withdrawal and all this sort of thing, and then you're back in the cycle again, and you're back on it. And you get worse and worse and worse. It's as simple as that. You're not going to get any better at all, really. So how about we did? I'm saying about the schedule here. Maybe I'm going to be away from tomorrow, but Sunday, Wednesday, one another day. Wednesday, I think that'll help me out with this. Schedule Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. For lives. Possibly. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. That would suit. Every day is not good. It's broken up a little bit. Friday, okay. Sunday, Wednesday. Okay, I think I agree with that. It won't always change it, Kevin, it frightens the life of me. It'll be 20 years so with all the hard work and effort, and it can be all undone in a split second. Yeah, that's very, very worrying. That's exactly what happened to me. 8 years off, bang, back on it. Should have been shot. Incredibly bad, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday for lives. Okay. So I wake up frustrated when the drugs melt, or I drop the drink in my dream. Oh, the dream's horrible, isn't it? Talking not nice, but the relief I get when I realise it was just a dream. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? When you think you've been back in the booze again. That's not good. Tom coming in. Not nice. Let's go, Bob. Yep. Hi, Catherine. How are you doing? You okay? Nice to see you. we're just talking about a lot of subjects. We were talking about holidays and things, and how we'd had terrible experiences on holiday and lost things and all that, you know. Tom, there's nothing to worry about. No, don't worry about things. You get over the withdrawal. The thing to avoid is to not just stop cold turkey, because that's dangerous. Get some help if you can get some help on that one. Yeah, I've been so bad that I drink around the clock, regardless of what time it was. The binges would last weeks. Well, you know, not good, is it? The binges are bad. It's all bad, isn't it? Then every day you get older, it's getting worse and worse. You can't recover. Your hangovers become withdrawals, and if you start relapsing after you've been off it, then you miss the hangover, and it just goes straight to withdrawal. And you know, then you're pretty much down the pan, then, aren't you? And it's so dangerous. Kevin, yeah, I'm an alcoholic in my dreams, but not in reality. That's fair enough, as long as in your dreams. Stoic High Catherine, I was the same, Kevin. We are all a mess in drink. Nobody comes out smelling of roses that drinks. No one's successful who drinks. We think we are when we're in the middle of it all, and we see other people doing exactly the same thing, drinking. It's associated with glamorous lifestyle. In reality, and I've done plenty of chats about this, it's the fantasy versus reality is the thing you have to get get in your head, get around that aspect of it. The fantasy, I was talking about this the other day, is going to the little country pub and having a few pints. The reality is staggering back home, nearly getting knocked over, with no cash left, feeling ill, to a cold and empty flat, because you won't have any partner, you won't have any friends, you'll have nothing. They'll leave you with zero. It's just as simple as that. As somebody mentioned today, it was Tom mentioned about the people at the top who've been hit, Charles Kennedy, the MP, he died a few years ago, only in his 50s, wasn't he? The stars that footballers, actors, it takes the whole lot down. I've never met a bad person that's given up drinking the drugs. No, I haven't, actually. I've never met a sober person who's been through all this carry-on who regrets giving it up either. Nobody sober says, "Oh, I wish I hadn't done that." Tom, whatever time I came around, I started to drink again due to racing head, the shame and remorse. You just start drinking again, don't you? It's 24 hours. So the addiction comes in your dreams because you are strong for it to break you when you're awake. Yeah, good point there. I haven't any dreams recently, thankfully, but I did the first couple of years after I stopped. So we are all good people for the most part. We are, certainly on here. We're a good team of people. Got a good crew here. A lot of regulars, But we could get some more, and if I start posting when I'm going to do these one-on-ones. I think Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what we'll do. And then it gives you a bit of time to maybe get your head around any questions you need to ask or that sort of thing, Kevin Rennie, when I had a relapse, it wasn't a couple of hour blackout, it was a 5-week blackout. It's no joke. Did you? Hit it months on. That's what happens. We hit it months at a time, don't we? Alcohol's there on the supermarket shelving, looking and tasting good. It's like it's put there as a test and saying, "Hi there. Do you have the willpower and sense not to ruin your life? It's very good, that actually. I believe my dreams are guilt-induced. Maybe they are. The despair, the misery, 100%. Okay, folks, we've done about an hour there. If you want to, I don't know if you've got any other questions or not, but we'll do Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. This Friday I'm away, so we'll be doing Sunday. And I'll speak to you then. So you've got a few days to formulate any questions or your thoughts. Fourth day today, well done, Tom. You've broken the 3 days horror, which is good. Just keep going for 5 days and then 6 days, 1 day at a time. That's the only way you're going to do this. Hit 1 day at a time, and you can do it. I did it. Lots of other people here have done it. Stoic's done it. Samara's done it. A lot of us have. You can do it as well. And let's say goodnight now, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Well, it'll be Sunday, if not before. Let's do it. I just suggested a video on grief and alcohol use. Right, okay. Got a Kathy, I'll sort that. I never thought that's a good title. Let me just take a little photograph of that. I've got that, Kathy. Yeah, thanks. I'll put it in. Good job, Tom. So Scott about guilt is the addiction too. Don't carry guilt. The things we did in addiction does not define who we are today. Of course not. We're different people, aren't we now? We've changed for the better. That's another thing you need to carry out with you. You know, you're doing better than you were. You're doing better than the rest of the population, most of the population. Why follow the crowd? Be an individual. You can't focus on things you can't control. Just focus on yourself and what can be done. Be positive. Sorry to hear about that, Scott. About how your mum died and you had no desire to drink. That's good. You're over it now. And she certainly wouldn't have wanted you to drink. She would have seen the horror you've been through. Mums are very special people, and you don't want to start drinking at all because she'd want you to live the best life. So thanks, Stephen. Thanks. Chat to you Sunday. Okay, folks, we'll say good night. See you Sunday evening at 8:30. Yeah. Sunday, and I'll post the schedule of when I'm going to be on. So Sunday at 8:30. Okay, 8:30. Yeah. Again, my condolences as well. Just Scott, I didn't realise that. Well done for coming on here, and well done for keeping strong. It's hard. I know it happened to me in 2021. My dad died, and I was just coming in recovery then. It was a very difficult time, and things worked out well in the end, but it's not nice. She was 95, but that makes a difference. Yeah, try to. That's my Mother's Day. It's hard. It is hard. Thanks, Andrea. Come back. Be on Sunday. I'll post, put a community post on when I'll be on. Right, cheers, Stoke. Good night, all, and we shall reconvene Sunday night and have a good next few days. Keep sober.